cinematically capture all of the elements of the city that shows, hey, this is the colony, and how do we showcase these are the areas that the police department patrols in an entire city limit.
And the fact that it was so professional and had such an amazing response from the community to the point where, it got on the big screen.
Our main objective was to showcase some of the great things that we know go on inside of our department every day.
They're going to be in the conference room. Okay, sounds good.
So I think we were facing basically tug-of-warring with other agencies for the same applicants. And so we had to do something to get creative to put ourselves above them. And I didn't think it would be such high quality and so professional, but that was what I wanted when we started this project. But it definitely exceeded my expectations. Much better than the traditional advertising to try to get candidates interested in our agency.
So after months and months of planning, to have the crew and the clients or the police department come into one room and finally put that vision and that project on paper, so we had a tangible result in front of us that we were heading into, I think it was super exciting, super rewarding, kind of giving that direction from the police department of what they wanted to see, and then from us creatively, kind of how we think or how we could supplement this project was really awesome to kind of see that all come together and culminate in the project that we had been planning for so long.
Yeah, that initial meeting was pretty eye-opening for me just because it was so in-depth and there was a lot of things I hadn't thought of that goes into this type of project, and it was nice because I didn't really have to think about it anymore after that because it was all very well organized, and everything was, there's minor adjustments that we had to make to the scheduling and to kind of what we wanted, but everyone with the group seemed to have the idea of exactly where we should go with the video and kind of what aspects we wanted to showcase, and it was good. It was eye-opening. It was very detailed.
Just so you guys are aware, it can seem repetitive at times, just because we're going to film something and then we need a different angle. We need wides, mediums, tights to help tell the story. So if we're asking you to do something again, it's not necessarily because you did something wrong. You might have. No, I'm just kidding. But it's because we have a shot list to accomplish.
Tell you what, that wireless monitor setup though was so nice. So when Trent reached out and was like, "Hey Jesse, I need you to DP. I'm going to be directing and producing this thing," I was honestly super stoked. Mainly because I know Trent's background as a police officer, so he knows the industry already. And kind of knows what would best show the department off. So I knew that coming into this, that basically I could solely focus on the images that needed to be produced, the lighting, the blocking of how actors and our police officers were to be coming in and out of scenes. And so just to be able to focus in on just some really amazing, fun shots, whether it be community stuff or the more intense stuff where it's no, we're trying to emulate a police chase right now, some of the more high energy stuff. I think overall, the whole project was just a blast to film, and I was just stoked that Trent wanted to trust me with the images for this thing.
Camera setup, we're running the FX6 today on the RS4. It's a new bad boy that came out, which can actually hold the FX6, which is nice. We have DJI's wireless transmission as well, so Trent can have a director's monitor to see everything, help us collab, all that good stuff. We'll be syncing up audio in post though, so have fun with that, Trent.
I only have 2 nice ones.
As long as we got the clapper going.
As long as we got the clapper, yep.
Yeah.
We got the old clapatillo.
Trent being a police officer in his previous life, it kind of just presented a really unique opportunity to work with these guys on a level that was, it was still professional, but because they knew Trent, they kind of had less of a guard. It was a very diverse team. Everybody had different personalities, and I feel like we really all got to experience that because they knew Trent, they were familiar with Trent. And then just working on a project like this for that type of organization, it was just a really unique opportunity, and I was really excited to be a part of it.
And so for me as a DP, I was like, well, this is going to be a blast. We're going to have a small, lean crew, and that doesn't mean that the image quality is going to be sacrificed at all. But it just meant that for the shot list that Trent wanted to accomplish and the vision he had for this thing, we needed to be able to move quick. And so it wouldn't have been possible if we had a team of 10 people to get this thing done.
We were very agile, we were very quick, we could transition to the next scene, whether that be across town or, the apartment complex over, and just using that equipment to kind of, throw up on the fly and break down on the fly and transition to the next scene with a limited timeline. Again, was a challenge, but I think there's a really unique nature that we were able to pull off that mobile yet cinematic production.
Down to the river. Bury me, carry me up.
And then on action, y'all are like walking up along the wall, right? And then camera's gonna come up to you, Austin, and it should be about like right here when we stop. And then look to the camera at that point and then deliver your dialogue.
Oh, I have to look at the camera?
Yeah,
Goddamn.
look directly at it, yeah. We may see how it looks.
For the project, we did a lot of really cool things like the car stuff. The SWAT team was awesome. I had never seen SWAT guys in SWAT equipment that up close. And they even like popped off some smoke grenades, which was super cool because that's just not something you get to see all the time.
Let me make sure I remember how to do this, Trey, without blowing my fingers off.
Use your knuckles.
I only have 3 here, so you can't miss anything. Now roll.
Oh God.
This way. This is the less lethal guy over here. This is not my forte. I break shit. Well, how badass is your SWAT team? We can't even sell off smoke.
So picking the FX6 allowed us to put it on a gimbal that was easily operated by one person. And then we also had an easy rig and a couple like lighting modifiers. And other than that, we didn't really have that much gear.
Where's your cool chest rig, man?
Oh, I'll put it on, don't worry.
That's pretty badass, man. Maybe a fishing idea.
Yeah. Yeah. If you're not familiar with the video production industry and how obsessive that like videographers and DPs can get with gear, you just don't know how easy it is to get lost in that stuff. And if the gear is ever holding you back from your creativity, that should be the first like red flag that like, okay, I think we're trying to do too much here. We're not prepared for this. So the FX6 and the gear that we chose really was that perfect blend of like, we don't want to sacrifice image quality, we have a lean crew, and we need to make this thing look amazing. And this is going to equip us to do that and not sacrifice on any of the creativity. I don't think there was one shot on our shot list that we had to scrap.
All right, man. Day 1 in the books.
All right, guys.
What time we wake up?
Man. We'll see you
Like
tomorrow.
3:30. Wrapping at 2 before 10. You gotta be careful when you work for Trent, man. He might just throw some long days at you, you know?
All night. Tomorrow morning we got some really cool like running code lights and sirens with the police cars. We already got the mount rigged up tonight on the fly. Worked pretty well, so excited to see it tomorrow. But yeah, everyone was like super awesome today. Really worked with our schedule and yeah, long days, great days.
In the same way that me and Jesse trusted Trent and his vision, Trent trusted us as the crew to kind of operate within our lanes, but also operate on a level that was really collaborative for the project. Some of the challenges that we faced just kind of came with more so scheduling and just long shoot days, but I mean, all of us are at the level where we're not scared of a long day. We were using a lot of really cool equipment, some stuff that I had never been around before, so that was another really cool opportunity in itself. But with equipment and technology, sometimes you just run into things that are out of your control. Some things you can control, like forgetting a wire at the Airbnb or leaving some stuff in the truck. But overall, I mean, every challenge we faced, we were able to just kind of either pivot or find a way past it to the point to where it never deterred or took away from the project. And if anything, I think it just ended up making the final result even better.
Advice for anyone wanting to use the Hydra Alien and wirelessly control it, you have to make sure you have a very specific 4-pin Nemo to USB-C. We thought we forgot it, but the last cable we found in the box happened to be the right one, so we're good to go, but just make sure you have that cable if you're wanting to rock a system like this.
Yeah, we'll go buy some lottery tickets now. Feeling good. Feeling really good.
right, can everyone hear me? All right, I'm gonna loop around. I'm gonna get on North Colony and I'll meet you at the east end of the parking lot. For these car chase scenes or police lights and siren scenes, we brought in, a car mount, a Hydra alien mount where we could hook up these, cinematic cameras that hold, or these car mounts that hold that, really heavy cinema weight, and produce high quality content on the fly, on the highway. We had lights and sirens going, and, we have Jesse DPing from the passenger seat, looking at his monitor, controlling the camera. I'm driving, coordinating with the other police officers behind us over radio. So, just taking that one extra step to produce something that's at a higher production level, while not necessary, I think really makes us stand apart in the fact that we focus on those objectives, but we look at how are we going to, bring some extra cinematic expertise to the table to elevate that mission even further.
Well, with Flatiron, we knew that there was some experience with the company coming from a law enforcement background, which was very important to us because we knew having someone with some inside information of that was important, and having that connection was very crucial. But additionally, just the work that we saw in the organization, and like I said, us not having to do all the work because we get tired of having to do that. It was nice to be able to say, this is our vision, and let Flatiron kind of take it over and do all the thinking and processing for us, and just let us make minor adjustments. After seeing some of the work that was showcased, I think it was very clear that it was an easy decision that this was a professional company that could really take it on and do exactly what we needed.
I didn't know that it would be so complex or in-depth, so when I looked at the Flatiron schedule and what our staff was going to be subjected to get all of the footage, I was impressed at the professionalism. I didn't have any idea that the schedule would be so robust or extensive.
When we start a project, we look at the discovery phase as a conversation, right, of why are we having this conversation in the first place? What ultimately is your goal with video production, and how can we produce those results for you? So with a colony, that conversation centered around, hey, we've never had professional video production, and we want a way to showcase to the community what we do, how we do it, and ultimately that's kind of the objective and direction we went with producing this project.
It exceeded my expectations, so I would definitely recommend Flatiron, and certainly Flatiron would be the first company we would call when we look to do something like this or something similar like this in the future.
I mean, from kind of looking in with zero knowledge, it seemed very organized and professional, and there were various lightings and cameras and attachments on vehicles, and I would just equate that to something you would see for a movie. It wasn't someone just showing up with a video recorder and starting to shoot. There was a lot of prep work that went into each scene. I will say I went to a movie debut at a theater recently. The quality of that movie was lower than the quality of the videos that we got from this project, which was very surprising, but I think it just is a testament to how great of work that the company did for us.
Even though we used a lot of really cool equipment and all of that, and Jesse kind of hit on that, like, gear is such a big thing in the video production industry, but the fact that we were able to achieve something that was strategic and that accomplished a goal for the Colony Police Department is even more important, and it's a project that I'm gonna be proud of for a really long time.
So, I've had a complicated relationship with my truck, okay? I've had some issues trying to get it to pass inspection and get the registration renewed, so wasn't that it was a couple months out, wasn't that it was a year out, it was a solid 2 years out. And I had that thought, I was like, wait a minute, I'm about to show up to a police gig. It's a very expired registration sticker, and so I was like, I wonder how long it's gonna take before someone's like, hey man, your sticker's really out, right? And I think it was all of 10 minutes of being on set or something like that somebody walked up to me and was like, you need some help getting that thing registered, bud? So, yeah, it is what it is.
Down to the river.